G'day, my name is Tom. This is the Tap Play's YouTube channel for another OMSI 2 showcase video for Season 2. This is Episode 2. Last episode we checked out the Scania Citywide GN14. This time we are looking at the Solaris Urbino 18 PL series buses. So this is actually not just the articulated buses, this is including the 10, the Urbino 10, the Urbino 12, and the Urbino 15 as well. But we're mainly focusing on the 18. This is by, I forgot his name, but it's a Polish person. And there is a ton of buses to cover, but we're mainly going to be focusing on 3 different styles of buses, mainly to do with the interior and maybe the engine as well. So here we are in the Urbino 18. As you can see, the Urbino 18 has been in OMSI forever. But this is the biggest patch, this is the biggest version of the Urbino 18. There's about, I think, at least 20 buses. Actually, I think even a bit more than that, probably like 30 buses in this pack. With the Urbino 12 and the 10 and the 15 and the 18. So this is the 18, like I said, so if you're looking around, as you can see it looks pretty nice. You can see it's got a very nice patterned interior. And yeah, not much to talk about. There's nothing you can do on the outside by the seams of things, besides open the doors, which we will do. This is very similar to the Citywide in a way. I'll show you why in a moment. First of all, you can open these, just like you can in the Citywide. I'll open that window too, so we can get some good sound. So let's start from the side. You can see you've got some storage bins here which you can't open. It is split half-half, just like the Scania was. On the back, you can see the Urbino 18 badge there. This is bus 150. I think this is a Welsh bus, by looking at the Welsh Dragon there. Then you got your display there. Then you have your... Oh, just give me a second here. Steering wheel's not connected. Give me 2 seconds. Give me a second here. I just need to go and start my steering wheel before I continue on, because I can't use it without a certain software running, which is G-Hub, for some weird reason. But just give it a second here. You might hear it start up. There you go. You can hear it start up here on 20. Alright, so now we're going to quickly flick it onto steering wheel. So this is just put it on. So we've got the brake lights there. There's your reverse lights. Hazard lights. There you go. Blinks very slowly, that is. It does. And that's pretty much it for there. Lights. Yeah, lights like that. I don't know what the lights in the middle do. Let me know in the comments down below if you know that. Then you have your number plate and 2 extra lights here, which I have no idea what they do. This bus has 4 doors. I think the 18 is 4 doors, and then the 15 is up 3 doors, and the 12 is 2, and then I believe the 10 is 1. Well, this is a 4-door bus. And yeah, let's turn the ignition off. And I'll show you, like, when we start up, I think the daytime running lights come on as soon as the bus turns over. So let's go into the interior, shall we? So in the interior, like I said, it's got a very funky pattern. You can press the stop sign, this is what that sounds like. Oh. Yep. There you go. Oh, hang on. Have we got the stop request light gone? Yeah, it's gone. So press it again. Yeah, you heard that? There we go. So there we go. So you've got your thing there for your braking out. That's opening the windows there. Then you open these windows too. They are open. But yeah, you can see it's very, very nice in here. Very detailed. And yeah, not really much to show. So we've got here. Nothing really of interest. You can see you've got the grab handles there, which are nicely modelled, and you've got your emergency thing when you have an emergency. And then you have your display here that works really well. It shows you the current time, the date, and I don't know what that means. And it just does some random stuff and what your next stop's going to be and everything like that. So there you go. That's just a basic look at the inside of the Solaris. Let's go for dash. This is actually a dash that we're going to start off with today. Let me just turn off the dash so I can show you properly. So we're going to start from the left here. We have the 12 volt plug socket here. Actually, I think we can get to a better view maybe. We go here. You can go 12 pockets, 12 pockets, 12 volt socket here, like your cigarette lighter, still fee. I have no idea what that is. This is just a dial. Yeah, you can open up the. So I think if I do that, it opens up the top fee. I'm pretty sure. Then you have your air conditioning unit with your auxiliary heater right here, and a couple of other modes there. You got your fan speed, your temperature, and your direction, your vent control there, I guess you could say. Okay, I don't have no idea what these do, but you can't click on them as you can see. You got your demisters, you got something else, and you got your little switch that you use to disable the protection thing that you have there. We've got I don't know what that does, feels like reverse lock. Then you have your more air conditioning buttons which you can't press the demisters. Then you got the light across the steering wheel, you can disable ASR. You have some other lights there. This is your lights, headlight switch. Then you have this thing which I'll show you what that does in a moment. Then you got a monitor over here which I believe if you turn it on you can turn it on and watch the passengers behind you. Right, let's go over the dashboard. So on the dashboard here, on the gauges are very simple gauges. You just have the tachometer, the speedo, and everything else is in this middle screen here on the Active version. Then you have, I forgot what that was. Then you have like a little couple of systems here. That's your ticket printer. I believe this is your IBIS system. Could be wrong. Your suspension lift system. No idea what that does. That's automatic. You can turn that on automatic if you want to. When you open close the door, it will lower. I'm pretty sure it will lower automatically like when it is the ignition on. And then you have your bell, and you have doors, and you can do automatic doors as well. That opens both doors as you can see. Or all of it. Was that all of the doors? That's just the front doors. Then you can disable one of the doors here. That's all your door buttons if you want to open a certain door. Then you have your tickets and your change. And then you can close this door here. And close it. Even though why would that be the why would that be there when you can do it there? Anyway, we are ready to check out the ignition on features. So to start the ignition, you first press it once. It will put the key in. Then you press it a second time. Then all your electronics come on, which will showcase you that now. So there we go. There's all your electronics there. You can see on the middle there you've got the doors flashing for some reason. Let's just open them and shut them so it starts flashing. Oh, it's just going to continue flashing? Okay. Then what you can do, I believe there's a button around here somewhere that allows you to change the display. Actually no, it's on the dash here, so if you click on... So you can change the dimness, so I can check it to... Then you can change it to, like, say what the temperature is on the engine. As you can see, minus 16 degrees, so it's going to be a cold start. We've got 20% fuel, 32% of AdBlue. Your brake pressure is right in the middle there. Well, that is, and then that's 3.9 and then 0, I think, if you take off the parking brake. That won't go up. And over here, so you see your fuel, you can see your fuel economy, you can only see your fuel economy, so that's your fuel economy. Right there, you can see that your maximum speed is 80 kilometers per hour. And yeah, that's your time, that's what that is. I believe you can turn that on. Somehow. There you go, turn that on. That's turning on. You'll see that turn on in a second. Turn this thing on as well. If I can find the button. But yeah. So let's hear this thing start. So to start it, you press A another time. And then you feel free to start it. So this has the DAF Euro 4 engine, this one. Thinking we might as well start with the lowest Euro, and this is what it sounds like. As it revs up to life now. So I'll turn it off again. Ooh, just put it, that's display. I just want to see if the daytime running lights work. So you can press Shift L to turn off the lights if you're using. So if I turn it off. And I'll start it up. Never mind, it doesn't have daytime running lights. Okay, let's turn all the lights on. It has a pretty rough idle to begin with. I think you can hear it, sort of. Then when you rev it, it stays at 1500. Okay, I was just trying to figure out how to turn off the H clock system. Anyway, so we've got the engine running. Very loud engine, as you can hear. Let's put it to drive. That will drop down, as you can see. Okay, then we can go. Let's go for a quick test bit. Okay, I have to figure out how to turn that off. Gives me a second here. How do I turn that off? There we go. Press the auto button. And away we go. Okay, only a dash that works. Okay, it doesn't work. Oh, that's okay. So as you can see, we are doing. When we get to 20 km an hour, you can see the speedo is pretty well in sync, and you can see the fuel economy there. It's not doing too great, as you can see, and it does kick down nice. This has the. I think this has the EcoMat transmission. Let me just check. Yes, it does. It has the EcoMat DAF Euro 4 engine. Well, the engine and transmission. So let's see how this goes. So we'll stick around 50 km an hour just to see how it drives like in a regular traffic. Just pretend this is regular traffic. And then we will turn on to the left hand side here. Just test the regular street driving before we do the track driving, which we're doing in every single bus that we're going to check out today. But yeah, it drives very nicely. Definitely a bus I would recommend for sure, because not just off the customization, it's just how well each one drives and how different they all drive. So there we go. I like how low it idles too. Compared to some of the other buses we've checked out, the idle's really low. One thing I wish it had, let's turn the lights on. The lights are on. One thing I wish it had is a gear indicator, just like the Scania does, so I know what gear I'm in. I'm pretty sure the other models I'm going to check out do have that, but where is it going to go to? It's going to go up to 60. I like how quick it downshifts to. It's very good. Almost like dual clutch level. But yeah, very, very cool bus to drive. By the way, this particular version has 748,000 kilometers, if you can read the top left there. But yeah, we'll just go, we'll take it around about, and then we go back up to 50 on the street. And then we'll thrash it, so then we'll test out the bend angle for the protection system. And yeah. But like I said, this is a very old school bus at OMSI. I think this is one of the first, the Solaris Urbino series was one of the first buses to come to OMSI too. That's how old it is. We're going to pretend we're merging onto the freeway, so let's do that now. So we'll give it a little bit of an acceleration here to see where it gets up to. Okay, that's 80. Actually, just after 80. we're going to do a proper lap and see how this drives on as like a thing. So we're doing 32 litres per 100 kilometres, as you can see on the dash there. Let's go. Let's kick it down, let's go. I don't know what that light's there for. Something to talk about. And shift. There we go, good shifting. Probably not as fast as the Coach Bus that we checked out yesterday. If you missed that video, I checked out the Coach Bus 256 for OMSI 2. That just came out, I think, a couple of days ago. Which has a very, very in-depth customization thing in terms of like different options everything like every bus has. And yeah, it's a very, very cool bus. If you missed that, go back and read yesterday's video. I checked it out yesterday. Right, here we go. We're on. Hammerhead, top steering, okay, not so bad steering. Gotta get rid of 50 k's an hour around this corner. Probably not ideal. Okay, now we're coming down to straight here. Be cool to see some more racetracks and OMSI too. I'd love to see some more like Bathurst or something like that. I'd love to take a bus down Bathurst. That would be very cool. So if someone could make that please, that would be great. That might be my new testing track, because that's been my backyard, even though I don't live in Sydney. Whoa, whoa, we're drifting there a little bit. Make sure we went a bit too far in the corner there. Alright, looks like we're coming close to the top speed. Well, we are at the top speed, maybe. Alright. Which is not very fast. Like I said, the Coach Bus we checked out yesterday, which is an older style bus, is a little bit quicker than this bus because they're going to go over 100 k's an hour. Alright, one more lap. Oh Jesus Christ. Very, very, very slippery this bus is. Alright. Now what we're going to do is the next test that we're going to do, just like the other bus, we're going to find out where the ankle what the angle is and the protector system. It's very similar. Okay, so we're going to do a very hard turn. We've got the steering wheel off. There we go, you can hear the buzzer. Now you can't rev the bus. Yeah, we're just going to stop there. Now that we've got the protection system, like maybe that makes us put it into neutral. And turn it off. And put the parking brake on. So as you can see, that's the angle there. I think it's a little bit more than the Scania, which is good. But we need to. Now we're going to move it to the other side. But whilst we're waiting, whilst we are here, I'm just going to quickly go and get my dashboard up because it's not running at the moment because I was playing Flight Sim the other day and I closed it because it's using some RAM. That's why I'm probably going to be upgrading my computer next year. I'm still using the same system as I have for the last 6 years. But I'll be definitely changing systems very soon. Anyway, so now I believe Sim Dashboard server is not running. Why is that not running? Give me 1 second. Let me just find out if it is running. Yeah, it's running. Cool. So now I can just use my dash because I didn't have a dash that was working. Or so I thought it was working. Yeah, it's working. Give me 1 second. Technical difficulties. I'm just going to restart the app, see if that does anything. There we go. Now we've got a dash that works. Okay. So now it gives me an opportunity to test out if the actual revs and everything else is correct. So now we're going to start the bus back up. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and press and hold. That will be alright. Okay. Start her up. Just going to go ahead and let it do its thing. Oh. Just going to let it do its thing. It didn't do the rev up like it did before. Like I'll show you what I mean. Now I'm going to try and restart it so if it does the rev up. Or just let it do it. Okay. There we go, that's better. Right. Away we go. I'm actually not going to use that dash. That dash is crap. I'm going to use the Scandi one I used yesterday. So at idle, so let me just idle it. It's at about, so when rear and drive, where it says we're about just under 500 RPM, which is just the same on this dash. So let's go. Now we need to be careful getting out of here because it is a bendy bus and I don't want to hit the protection system. Which I could override, but I'm just going to take it wide around here. Alright, so we're going to go park it up, and then we're going to move on to the next bus. Actually, no, we're going to do a U-turn test. We'll do a U-turn test. So let's see how this goes. So let's go do a U-turn test. Let's go up to 15 again. And so we're going to go turn back onto the runway. So let's quickly do that now. I'm just going to quickly go and do that. So. But yeah, like I did say, speaking of Flight Simulator, thank you so much for the support on the Flight Simulator 2020 video. That video's got 5 likes and like 50 something views. I mean, that's crazy. That video's been out for like 2 days. I just cannot believe that support. I mean, I was going, can't start it because I am kinda crashed. Okay, wait. Hang on. Just gonna have it hold down for a second. There we go. Just hit the rev. Whilst I sort of brake, parking brake, so she likes to shift around and just shy of 2,000 RPM, just like the Scandi did. Alright, let's go do this U-turn test, then we'll park the bus, then we'll move on to the next dash and the next engine choice. And the next transmission choice too, because there's also a version I'm going to be looking at, which I might do for 0.3 and then the other dash I might not, like I like. And we'll have a look. This is going to be the 0.2 bus though. So let's do a turnaround, let's test a U-turn. Okay, and we are a little bit further to the line there. Not too bad. Let's go park this bus now. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Right, we'll turn the override off. Okay, that light, actually no, that light's because we're actually running low on fuel. That's what that is. Go park this bus. We went the complete wrong way around the track. But you can see how well it does the U-turn anyway. So if you need a U-turn somewhere in like a wide road, you can easily do it. So we're going the complete wrong way, but that's okay. It's not for this because this is real life anyway. So we'll go back and park up the bus now, and then we'll move on to checking out the other dashes, like all the other features that are on the other buses, the other versions of the Urbino 18 and R2 other buses. So we'll go park it, just down here. And there we go, that is the Axios dash. So next one we'll move on to is the FAP dash. So let's go ahead and park it right here, park it right on, ignition off, go. Turn the lights off because that's why no, that's not why it's on. There we go, that's why it's on. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next bus. So that's a brief look at the act here. This is now we're going to move on to the F8P bus. So that was we're going to use, for this one we're going to use the Voith and the Euro 5 engine. So the Voith transmission is the 4-speed automatic, in case you don't know, that some buses have. And I personally prefer a ZF transmission, that's why because it's a little bit weird. So this one has the DAF PR265 Euro 5 engine, that makes 266 kilowatts. The other one had the 228, I believe. So it will sound a little bit different. So we'll have a brief look and see if there's anything different between the significant difference between the FAP dash buses on the outside, which I highly doubt it, and compare it to the Actia dash. Let's wait for the game to load just here, but you can see how good that bus is. And I think some cases, some of the buses actually have of the FAP buses have a little tachometer, some don't. I'll show you the dash it is. It's a very common dash. And we may see it in the next bus as well. That's a hint. Alright, we'll just wait it did load in. Looks like we've got half a tank of fuel this one and just somewhere around 712,000 Ks according to my dash here. So now we're just going to wait for a bit here. I was alt-tabbed onto the screen recorder, wasn't waiting. There we go. There it is. So it's a similar bus. This one's bus number 153. So looking at the outside, it looks very much the same as the interior looks very much the same as well. It's the same skin, I think. Yeah, you can see it's the same skin. And yeah, it's very similar. So now we're just going to go for interior again. As you can see, very the same. No really need to go through it. And this is a dash here. This one has no tack, but some of the models you choose will have a tachometer, depending on what you choose. I don't know exactly how you get a tack, what engine you need, and everything like that. But this is the DAF Euro 5. So looking around, apart from the dash, it's pretty much the same, from what I can see. Maybe a little bit different on the, yeah, pretty much the dash is different, that's it. So you can see you've got a different layout of the gauges compared to the Actia and what we'll see with the third dash, which we'll be looking at in a moment. Which will choose a completely different engine. Anyway, so once again to start it, you go key in, then you press it again, then the dash lights come on. This is how the dash will come on. You can see the speedo coming up into life. We've got half a tank of fuel, so the only light should be on should be the parking brake light. Again, this is a 4-door bus. Then we look at it again, and then we'll start her up. And just to show you, this is the light illumination, and then we'll start her up. There it goes. And it runs on to like 1500 RPM. And it's got a tyre idle, and you can hear it all coming to life here. And again, you can turn this on if you want to. And I don't know how to turn this on, and yeah, so here we go. This is the FAP dash, so let's do a lap in this and see how different this bus is. Okay, so let's do that now. Let's put it to part drive, and it goes down to less than 400 RPM. Okay, let's go. Let's do a regular lap first, let's do up the engine. And yeah, you can hear it's the Voith transmission. And away we go. So we'll hold it to about 50 k's an hour there, which we're doing about 1300 RPM maybe. And yeah, away we go. We're doing about exactly 50. The dash is saying exactly 52, so it's in sync with the actual OMSI system. So we know for a fact we are doing 50, which is a good sign. Especially if you're like me and you like to stick to the speed limits too. And the game's not throwing you off. So you can actually see. The reason why I have this up whilst I'm driving, so you can see how much throttle I'm pressing and whatnot too. So if you want to drive like me, and you have a steering wheel, go brake. I'm pretty sure it defaults to 85% throttle, unless you boost it, where like you kick it down or something like that. there we go. It does sound different to the other bus that we've just driven. Let's just go a little bit faster. Let's just kick down, there we go, it kicks down pretty easily. So now we're going to come around here, and then we'll do a regular lap and then we'll park it. Just to show you the difference, like how the dash works. That's what the main reason is why I'm checking out all of the dashes that are available. Is just so I can show you individually what how each dash works. So what I'll do when we park, also I forgot to show you the dash stuff, so I'll show you that when we park, what happens when you press that button. So we're coming up to 80, let's slow down a little bit. And yeah, as you can see, it's holding very high RPMs. It's at 2000 RPM according to my dash. Oh no, look at that. That's going to be an issue. That's why I'm not going to do the not doing the cold starts beforehand anymore because of that. Okay, now we can move onto the freeway. Let's see what the top speed is. See that? Yeah, that's going to cause some problems. That is. Don't know why they do that. It's going to cause some problems. Let's do our lap. Actually, before we do our lap, we'll do a standing start for this one. I'll just show you what information you can get off the dash just here. So once you start the engine, we'll just turn off the engine just temporarily whilst I can show you. So that's shout in front of the engine noises. So let's see, we can flick it. So when I put the parking brake, I can see all three of the wheels light up to show you that's when the brakes are applied. Okay, so here we have the brake pressure stuff. The two brake pressures there. We got the bottom one and the top one there, whatever that means. So you have your temperature gauges, which we have, and our fuel gauge. And that's about it. So pretty basic dash. Let me start the bus back up. There we go. And yeah, let's do a lap. So let's just go ahead and do a brake boost. Let's go. Do a little bit of a launch control action. Now this bus doesn't have that system that the other bus had. With the, like, I believe it's 100 kilometers. I believe it's only for that dash. I could be wrong. But, from what I can see, it's only for that dash. So let's go and do this. Let's make a jump on. So let's disconnect. So, brakes. Slam on the brakes because it is a bendy bus. That's a bit far. But yeah, this bus drive's very nice too, but like I said, I do prefer the 6-speed automatic buses instead of 6-speed because of the lower rev range. Like if I'm cruising at like 50 k's an hour, I'll probably be at lower RPMs. Wait. Alright, that's a fail. It's a very drifty bus here. I guess it because of the ice in this precinct of the weather, maybe. Alright, let's try it again. Let's try that now. This bus is so fun to drive, it really is. I guess that's why it's so popular, because it's really fun to drive. There we go, 70 k's. That's 80, we're in last gear. I need to brake here because we're totally right. There we are. Look, make sure we are. Okay, let's cut off the road. We're doing 85 k's per hour. Almost at top speed. I think we are at top speed now. Because it's not revving up much further. And away we go, but now we're going to pull into park here. So that is the FAP dash. You can kind of see how it works. Like I said, it's a very common dash to see in OMSI buses, especially the high quality ones and the DLC ones as well. Like if you probably most of you would have seen that anyway. So let's park it right next to the. See, I'm not too close though, because if I switch to it, it will spaz out. It'll go have a spasm. So let's go ahead and park it here. There we go, and then we're going to put it to neutral. There we go, it's going to do its revving up. And there we go. So put it park it back on, turn off the engine. Let's move on to the last bus for today. So that was, and then I'll just make sure to show you what the dash does at the start. And we are checking out something completely different this time. We are checking out the. I'll show you. Wait, I won't tell you yet. I won't tell you yet. So this is now the Moki dashboard now that you get with this bus, but this bus exactly here is a little bit different because, and you don't really see much of that, to be honest. Yeah, you don't see much of this type of bus anymore on in obviously 2 creations. I believe there's one because it's definitely pretty unique, if I would say so. So we'll wait for it to spawn here in a second. Give me a second here. Just gonna check out my recording time. Okay, not too bad for a video. Guess I'm just gonna click this for a second. Let's just go to that. There we go. This is the Moki Dashboard 1. Now, as you can see on the outside, it looks very much the same as the other buses. It says Urbino 18 on the side. It's the same sort of. It's the same skin, I guess you could say. It's just a different numbering. The interior is the same, but this is the Moki Dash, like I said. But it's a little bit different because I mean, forgot to mention. Look how basic this steering wheel is. So let's see what happens. So first you put the key in, just like normal. Then your dash comes up. This is my favourite dash in this bus, if I'm honest. I really like this dash. Dash. There we go. So then you can press this button here and you can flick onto the menu modes. So you got your fee. Then you got your fuel. I don't know why it says fuel. That's a hint to what it is. And then you go back to the regular dash. Alright, let's start this fee. Okay, I don't know why it's making engine noise. It's meant to be a. Maybe if I put it in drive. We'll find out. Alright, we'll go and take it for a drive. We'll put the steering wheel for this. I forgot to mention, this has a very basic steering wheel, just like the Scania did. Nothing on the steering wheel, because why would you need that? Anyway, let's see what happens. So we'll drive and see what happens. Away we go. Okay, this is actually meant to be a hybrid bus. For some reason the engine's running. I don't know why. I think if I let go, yeah, you can see that. Like you let go, the engine goes back to idle. But yeah, this is meant to be a hybrid bus. You can see it's like a CVT transmission or a 1-speed gearbox, which is meant to be a hybrid. But I think because the engine's cold, it might not be. But yeah, you can see like we're holding. I'm not pressing any throttle, and we're pretty much holding. What we're doing. But yeah, we're driving a hybrid bus here. But we'll see if the engine does turn on, switch off, and it won't. I'm pretty sure because the engine's cold, it might need the engine to run. Probably because it has like no battery in it. I'm not too sure. Probably when we're driving in the I think this one about used for 0.2 and then the other one for 0.3 because I don't know, I'm not too sure. I might use this one. I'm not too sure yet how I'm going to take it, but you can see it drives a little bit different to the other buses. Considering it doesn't really have a transmission. Yeah, let's get up to 60 here. If I let go, you can see it's sort of like if I let go. It sort of accelerates for a bit and then decelerates. Put the indicator on. But very, 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 very interesting style of bus. This is probably the second only hybrid bus in this game that you can get for free, whilst the other ones are paid. Actually no, third or fourth maybe, because there's actually a few other electric buses out there already that are new. But it's very cool. When you're moving, you can't hear the engine, but when you're idling, you will hear it. But you can see it's sort of like, I'll show you again. Let's get out to like say here, let go. It accelerates for like half a second maybe. I suppose onto the freeway, let's see how this thing goes. But yeah, it's definitely a very interesting bus, the hybrid bus. But we'll be obviously doing different combinations as we go on. I might feature this bus in the future, in a few more episodes after the obviously Let's Play. I guess you could say, maybe. I'd love to do that. Because there is well, not just the 18, the other buses too. We might even feature the smaller buses in our future obviously season. We never know. Right, let's do our lap now. But you can see like how it holds the engines RPM at like 1700 RPM, between 16 and 1700. Then you let go and it goes down to like 1200 going high speed. So we're charging the batteries here. So very interesting indeed. So let's go and drive this lap here. So we're going through the Chicago. This chicane here. Just dab on the brakes a little bit there. There we go. But like I said, I'd love to see some more. Love to see some more racetracks for obviously too. If you can find one that's sort of Top Gear test track, let me know and put a link in the comments down below, and I'll check it out. And just show you lights here. There's your lights there. So no problem. You can see we're holding around about 1700 RPM. As you can see, well, as I can see, the revs and the speed are well calibrated. I guess you could say. So well done to the one creator. I think his name's, no, it's Crater or something like that. Crater PL. That's who makes these buses. So big shout out to him. I think he's actually making another version with a new style of dash. So yeah. So there we go. Let me just park up now. We didn't quite get to top speed unfortunately. I think there would be a lot more in it with this bus. But yeah, there we go. That is the hybrid bus. I think we've warmed up the engine a little bit, so let's see if it turns off the engine now that we've warmed it up. Well, we just had a bit of drifting, yeah, there. Let's just see if I hold it here for a second, slightly lower. What if I could drive it without the engine? So if I turn the engine off. Hang on. So if I turn the key just to the first position, let everything come up and then put it to drive. Yeah, you don't even need to crank the engine. We're on the first notch. So you can still drive it. We don't even need to start the engine, just park is further away too. You can still drive it, but I think it's limited by looks of things. It's limited to 19. Let's look into the next switch. Well, we don't need that much. We don't need that much speed. So you can flick it to just electric mode without needing to start the engine, which is very cool. Which we may use for like very, very, very tight areas. Let's put it in reverse. But yeah. Let's reverse it. I might need the other setting. Yeah, wait. Oh no, wait. Very slowly. Let's put it in the other setting anyway so I can reverse faster. There we go. So then when we're in neutral, it'll turn itself off. But yeah. And there we go. I'll just show you this, the process of it turning off. So say once you're done, so there you go. If you drive, it will start itself up. And then you can have it running the electric mode, back mode, or you can turn it off and then put it to drive, and then have it in fully electric mode. Well, it's not electric mode, it's more like, you can turn it off like that, then turn the engine off. Just like that. I did not know that would happen. Alright, so that is the end of the video of the Solaris Urbino 18. I definitely will be using this for episode 2.2 and 2.3, and maybe 2.4, and I might do a bonus episode with some of the other versions in the future. Who knows? If I get enough views, that is, I might consider it. I will consider it, I should say. Anyway, guys, so the next week on the channel we have 2 channel seller videos. On Wednesday we have the next episode of OMSI 2 Showcase, and then we have another channel seller video on Thursday. Then we have the Flight Simulator 2020 video checking out the aircraft that you can purchase right now from the marketplace. Then Saturday, I don't know what will be Saturdays. I think it might be another. I guess it could be a DLC review day, just in case there's a new DLC, or might be just something random, I'm not too sure yet. And then Sunday will be another OMSI Showcase. We'll be doing so we do 2 OMSI videos a week at least, unless it's a DLC that comes out, or something else has happened to another game that doesn't work out right. We'll be doing a 3rd episode in the week for you. So if you want to download this bus, the link is in the description down below. There is a ton of buses for you to go and check out. And yeah, if you want to download this map, it will also be in the description down below. It is Tokyo Test Track by Ruderez. I highly recommend you check it out. It's such a good map. It's a lot of fun. You can go and race your buses there. Hopefully there'll be a multiplayer for OMSI 2 at some stage in the future. And I would definitely love to race a couple of you guys in OMSI 2 in different buses. That would be quite amazing. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Make sure you hit the like button if you have. If you stumbled by for the first time, please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care, have a good one. Bye-bye.